Elegy written in a country churchyard, stanza number 26. Stanza number 26. There are, there are, at the foot of yonder nodding beech, that wreathes its old fantastic, reads its old fantastic roots so high, his listless length at noontide would he stretch, and pour upon the brook that babbles by. Actually, this is a continuation of the remembrance of this poet. Now he is trying to list out his own characteristics, once remembered by someone after his death. Actually, the poet is well aware of what all things he does while he is alive. So first one is about in the very morning time he is going in search of some dawn. He is there before the sun rise to view it in the valley side. Now it is about the foot of yonder nodding beach. I said that's yonder means that beach nodding. So beach, a kind of beach is should not take it for any beach side or anything, but here it is nodding beach stands for a kind of tree. So he is again under some tree that reaches its old fantastic roots so high. It twists, reads. Like reads is a verb. Stands for a verb and it is old fantastic roots so high, very huge tree. Sometimes he is under the huge tree. So that tree is very old and high rooted. His listless length. Listless means tired. It's very tired sometimes, maybe after walking for a long distance. He's so tired. Length at a noontide. Noontide means noontime. Noontime would he stretch. At times during noontime he may stretch and he may sometimes stop or sometimes take rest, whatever. He's a bit tired. And pour upon the brook that babbles by. Pour upon means he looks at the brook, that brook, very simple water flow, so water body, brook that babbles by, which is flowing, and he's gazing very happily and intently at them. So, what all things this poet does during his lifetime? Sometimes remembered by another person, how he feels like, he may feel like. That's what you get in all these stanzas. And please note down, all these are in chords. This is not ended here. It continues as a beginning. This is how if it is there is an ending, but it's continuing, you can note down in this way. Then, hard by yon wood, now smiling as in scorn. 27, stanza 27, hard by yon wood, now smiling as in scorn. Scorn, contemptuous way of looking at something. Muttering his wayward fancies. Sometimes he's muttering wayward fancies. You know how artists and all sometimes behave. He would rove. Roving again, wandering. He would wander. Sometimes maybe chanting some poems, some ideas. We cannot always predict the behavior of artistically bent people. People who are artistic have artistic bent. Sometimes they are very unlikely. Sometimes we see them speaking alone, talking to themselves. That's all. And now drooping, woeful van. Sometimes he looks very pale with the distress. That's it. Woeful. Woeful means very tired by a very sad look. Sometimes he looks very sad. Like the forlorn. Forlorn means lonely. Forlorn. Or crazed with care. Sometimes he's crazed, mad with worry. Sometimes we see this youth felt him look like mad with worries, tension. His face used to look very sad at times. At times he is so enthusiastic while wandering all around the favorite trees or in valleys and all. Or crossed in hopeless love. Sometimes he crossed all these countryside, these village roads, in hopeless love. Sometimes he looked like very hopeless in love. So that's success or not successful love or hope. See, it's unsuccessful love. Sometimes this tension reflected upon his face, used it to make this person think that he is hopeless in love. So obviously, a person who noted down my features of all this kind may think in all these ways. This is what he expects, or at least wishes secretly. Now to stanza number 28. One morn, I missed him on the customed hill. One morn, M-O-R-N morn. Morning, it stands for morning. Okay, one fine morning, as I told now about my feeling about missing those children or any other presences here or there. So one morning, I missed him on the customed hill. So accustomed, unusual, frequently I used to see him here on the hill or in the village area, along the heath and near his favorite tree. Heath stands for the open land actually. Open land. Sometimes covered with grass and or you can think about that lawn, very grassy areas. And near his favorite tree. This person used to feel that okay, this is his favorite tree. Some trees, he's always around that. And another came, now yet beside the rill. Favorite tree, another came, nor yet beside the rill. Rill is again brook, B-R-O-K, brook. At a very simple water body, flowing water body, say rill, brook, Aruvi. Nor up the lawn, L-A-W-N, lawn, stands for, grassy place again, lawn. Nor at the wood was he, nor at the wood. Wood again, group of trees. A group, large, thick space occupied, the space which is occupied by trees, completely thick, dark space, which is completely occupied by many trees. Now that forms a wood. Wood is not in the sense that we talk about the cut wood that is cut, but the thick, denser area of trees, group of trees. But now he is not there anywhere. And this person is thinking about that. Where is he? Where has he gone? Okay, yes. Now to stanza number 29. The next with the dirges, due in sad array. Dirges. Now he sees the next with the dirges. Dirges. What happens? Funeral songs, dirges. Please write down if you want. Meaning immediately. Dirges, funeral songs. Due in sad array, sad, dew. Dew in sad array means very solemn procession. Here comes a solemn, sad procession. What is that? Can you visualize? Can you imagine? Okay, when this youth is thinking about this person, when the person is missing him, where is he actually? For 1, 2, 3 days, I didn't see him. He used to be all these areas. I used to note him down. Where is he actually? Where he might have gone? And he is thinking, contemplating this Gray, this poet. Here comes the next with the dirges, doing sad airy, slow through the churchway path. We saw him born. His corpse saw him born, B-O-R-N-E. It's actually carried. He's dead and carried by someone in the churchway because he is also going to the same country churchyard after the death. Okay. Then approach and read, for thou canst read the lay, graved on the stone beneath yon aged thorn. What is that? Actually, on the tomb Now there is an inscription on his tombstone. Approach and read. Actually, you can read, but it can't read because again, Gray expects that to be written, or at least that may be possible that someone may write down something, but not in refined language. But he wants something to be written, and that's what we will see in the next part of the poem as an epitaph. Consider the lake graved on the stone beneath your aged thorn. Under on the tombstone of yours. Actually, that youth also cannot read because he also is uneducated. But you may read what is written what is written here on that gravestone, tombstone. Okay, yes. So now we see the epitaph. It's a part. Actually, it's divided and given in this way. The epitaph. Epitaph is the inscription on the tomb in memory of a dead person. So that this is written here, and let us read how it goes like. Here rests his head upon the lap of earth. Lap of earth. As poor and unknown, a youth to fortune and to fame unknown. Actually, this is why I told Gray, being a very famous poet of his time, but he felt that he's not at all famous, or he's not that prominent enough to be remembered. So he says that on my tombstone these things may be written. Here rests his head upon the lap of earth. It's already buried under the earth. A youth to fortune and to fame unknown. Fair science frowned not on his humble birth. Fair science frowned because he couldn't learn science much. But if you take his biographical details, he got education also. Comparatively better education also. Frowned not on his humble birth. Actually, science frowned not on his humble birth. Now, okay, here itself is given. Actually, though he is very poor, from a very poor sector, he could at least get something in science and all. Here it is not negative. The science frowned not none. It's not frowned not. Frowned not means science didn't frown completely on his humble birth. He could achieve some knowledge in science. And melancholy marked him for her own. That is it. Melancholy, depression of spirit. That is his main sadness, main problem. Melancholy marked him for her own. Melancholy could reign over his head. That is problematic. That is a sad thing. There is something sad about him. He admits that. It's not that he is completely devoid of education or he was denied of education, but at times he could go for getting some science lessons even. But melancholy was throughout there with him. Okay, now to stanza number 31. Large was his bounty. Large was his bounty. Generosity. Bounty means generosity, not the chocolate. Bounty. And his soul sincere. And his soul, S-O-U-L, soul sincere. He was a very sincere person. Soul sincere, very good mind, a very good hearted person. Heaven did a recompense as largely sent. He gave to misery all he had. Actually, he was very generous and he gave away whatever he had to the have-nots. So, again, a tear he gained from heaven, a friend. That is, as a compensation to the generosity of his heart, and the good deeds he did throughout his life. He got a compensation from heaven, from God. And that was all what he wished, a friend. Actually, this is a if you can completely get the idea of this line only if you go for the biographical details of this person. This is the reference for his friend Richard West, whom he lost. Actually, that causes this much melancholy in this person. And this poem you can see to be able to have written after a very short interval, a very short time, within a very short time after the death of this friend. A friend, Richard West. Think about his writing a biography. Gray writing a biography. We can definitely see the name written here, like the reference for the name of the friend. But here in a poem, most of the people avoid that. We cannot always say that all the poems are devoid of the direct reference to the historical or personal proper nouns. Personal nouns or proper nouns. But here this poet avoids mentioning the friend directly, the name directly, but whoever knows some basic details about Gray, we know that the person can know that this is the friend Richard West whom he mentions here. And he feels that actually this was a compensation he got for all his good deeds and generosity, that very great friend. But now he's dead actually. And this melancholy we can trace back to that sadness, his constant sadness. If you want, you can trace back to this loss. And the last stanza, 32, stanza number 32. Yes. No father seek his merits to disclose. No father seek his merits to disclose. Merits to disclose, or draw his frailties, from their dread about. Frailties means weakness. From their dread about. Dread about means actually the resting place. Dread about. So after that we know this cliched way of talking about that person. After that everyone is saintly. Everything, whatever did they do, no one mentions. Whatever problems had been there on their part, no one mentions. But whatever is there, something better on their part gets mentioned. The same happens, the reversal happens with the people when they are alive. Most often that also happens as a contrast. Whatever better, best things are there on their part, no one mentions. If a very little silly error at least is noted down, people make it celebrate like maybe people celebrate it like anything. So the reverse happens after the death. So here the poet also mentions the same. What is that? The frailties. You don't have to. Anyway, the person is dead. So no frailties, let no one take those frailties back. Because I'm already dead. I'm living. I'm dead and resting peacefully under the earth. So there they alike in trembling hope repose. Like there, all these frailties as well as goodness, merits and demerits, merits and frailties, they alike. You should not confuse this they for any person or anything, but he mentions about the merits and demerits, merits and frailties of the person. Alike actually, after that, both merits and demerits all lie or alike, trembling hope repose. Repose means actually in the resting mode. Resting, repose, all those rest are alike, the same way, under earth with the person, the bosom of his father and his God. Actually, he hopes that, so that let my merits be remembered if and when someone recollects me, when someone remembers me. Now, father seek his merits to disclose, or draw his frailties from their dread abhorred. Actually, you are drawing my merits or demerits. Thinking too much in that way, in terms of merits and demerits, will not do something better. It's good that I am remembered for what I have been, for my own. Sometimes we say, be your own. I'm what I am. In that way, you can claim about your existence, but no longer the kind of operation you go for, the merits, demerits of a person's lifetime will not bring anything. So the bosom of his father and his God. So he is resting peacefully under the earth, and now he hopes that his soul might have joined the Father God, and he is now resting peacefully well. So that's all with the Grace Elegy, and thank you so much for patiently listening. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank
thank